Welcome everyone to episode 92 of ChessWhiz TV. Today is December 2nd, 2014, wrapping up the year. It is Funday Monday yet again on Tuesday. If you don't know why that is, well, just think, why don't we cast on Mondays? We just don't. So we have to do Funday Monday on Tuesday. This week's challenge is to learn. So people sent in their games where they play people better than they were, like challenge themselves with strong opponents, and then just kind of failed. Which is what I'm going to do today, taking my own challenge. So it'll be a lot of fun. We might look at a couple viewer games. And of course, I'll be playing some games, talking about what I'm learning or what I'm not learning, as the case may be. And that's pretty much what we're going to do. I'm really looking forward to it. If you have any questions, you can type them in the chat right over there. I think the chat's over there for you. Anyway, it's kind of down there for me. I keep the chat down there, if you know what I mean. Let's get started with a game of chess on the website, lichess.org. You know how it's pronounced. Create a game. Of course, a standard game with, oh, look, there's a new correspondence mode. You'd like to play 2 days per turn? Nah, it's too slow. I think 10 days per turn would be great for ChessWhiz TV. Or not. Let's go clock. 3 minutes and a second per move. I like to have a little bit, we got to challenge ourselves. So what is our rating? 1843. So that means add 200 points. It needs to be at least 2043. So let's say 2050. In order to fully challenge the chess whiz, you can't just play people your own level and expect to win or lose. You have to play people better than you are and then lose. It's better that way. Okay. Excellent water. Excellent. So for at least two episodes, probably longer, we weren't showing up on the website, on the front page. So that's why nothing. I'm not even explaining anything. But look at that, we're fighting the pants. Yeah, my brain says he's internet pants, e-pants for short. Electronic pants, I suppose that is, which would be painful. Knight f3. This should be an interesting game because we're playing a very smart opponent. I'm really looking forward to learning with this Gioco Piano, which is my favorite double king pawn opening. It's the 3 knights. So this is where we go like this, and then we fry his liver. Are you ready? I've been frying liver since 1997. Except nobody ever wants their livers fried anymore. You know, they used to all capture like this in green. Why is my arrow so skinny? It's kind of like me. I don't know. And now they all go knight a5 to play this other thing. It's called a name. Maybe it's got a dash in it. I don't even know. Oh, Fianchetto brags in the chat that he beat internet pants recently. E-pants. It's like email except for pants. You know the letters are all scrambled up, but your brain does not care about that. It'll read it just the same. As long as the first letter is P and the last letter goes Z, then it's definitely pants. So far, we're still in the opening book, but soon enough, we will actually have to think about our moves. I'm thinking right now is when we'll do that. Someone kibitz queen f3, but I think that's a bad move. And that's based on the fact that this person who kibitzed sent me a game of him learning, and it was pathetic. I'll have to show it to you guys. It was like, wow, what are you learning? How to lose? Interesting. He did win the game, but spoiler alert, he shouldn't have. Okay, so should we castle right into this and lose a pawn? No. This is definitely a chin stroker. G3 to neutralize the pressure? No, because that creates all these weaknesses around here. These two squares that are looking at you like a pair of eyes, they would be, actually I prefer red, weakened if I play G3. I don't really like that. I need to develop, but you could take this pawn now. Maybe I should just develop anyway. What do you guys think? Should I knight C3? Why is my arrow so skinny? Is there a special mode for this? Zoom it. Draw. I'm running Zoom it. I'm using Zoom it version 4.5 for those arrows, but I didn't anticipate that the arrows would be so skinny. It's quite unacceptable. Okay, bishop d2. Perhaps. I guess I'll just play h3, but it's so slow that I'm in danger. In this opening, the opponent has gambited a pawn. It's quite rare to see black gambit a pawn, but in this opening, black gambits a pawn. That's why I'm ahead a pawn. However, I'm behind in development. Only one more minor piece for him to bring out, as you can see in this squared area, but I have 2 circled pieces, googly-eyed pieces. ChessWhiz, what happened to your shirt? What happened to your shirt, Admirak? I noticed you're not wearing one. At least I can't see your shirt, so. What happened to my shirt? Well, I thought I'd be handsome today. As you can see, I'm all handsome. So that's, and also I couldn't find my shirt. 2 reasons. Mostly the handsomeness is the reason, but there is that other secondary reason, if you insist. So what's left in this chess game? I've just about won. Knight a4 takes c5, looks good. I'm running kind of low on time, so maybe I'll just do that. I want to bring out the rest of my pieces, but it's very difficult. Queen up to knight c4 doesn't look pleasant. I really don't like how this knight's going to move into c4 and kind of attack what I've got going here. My bishops aren't that active, you know? They're out, but they're blocked by my knights. Oh, he's just going to try to checkmate me, but doesn't this just do really well? Stop the checkmate and, oh, my knight! Oh, it doesn't do really well. Oh, that was Hurdy. Hurdy in the city. Hurdy in the city. I made it up. He always flags. Caps Burger, I can't believe you would kibitz the time because I'm intentionally running low on time. My strategy is much like my close relative strategy, which is to run low on time so the opponent gets nervous. And I've seen this in tournaments. Now, guys, by the way, tournaments are slow. So if you think, oh, I'll go play fast in a tournament, think again. You'll be spending hours on a single chess game. But anyway, what you do is you spend hours on a single chess game. But if you run low on time, then the opponent starts feeling like you should be running out of time. And they start really getting nervous. It can happen. Trust me, guys. And it's actually quite an interesting tactic to run low on time because you've got nerves of steel and other things of steel. And your opponent is like, he's just a chess player, so he gets nervous. And that can be a good strategy to win because in a position like this, when you're down a piece, in this case, a bishop for 2 knights, not going to work to just play chess. I have to run out of time and play chess. Let's see how it works. I have the second increment going all the time. I have this 1 second added every move, so there's no need to rush. Plenty of time. Oh, what's that sound mean? It means play slower. You're doing fine. I don't like how he's using his knight in a cool way. Don't like that. 5, 4. He flags everyone. Oh, what an insult. I'm reading the chat. He's like, in the first 30 episodes, what are we like, episode 92? In the first 30 episodes, he runs everyone out of time. And now, he runs out of time. Ouch! I mean, you might as well have said, you know, you're kind of ugly, and your face makes me want to lose at chess. Resign. Look, I didn't flag this time, although it was going to be really hard to flag E-pants. Let's play you again, pants. I'm not going to hang my knight on A4. It's going to be good. Bring it. He's probably not going to want to play me. In fact, I do see on my screen a little red box with an arrow pointing away, which means he's not here anymore. But that was pretty educational. You want to know what I learned? Not to play chess with people 200 points above me unless I want to get embarrassed on the internet. I mean, look at this. Cancel rematch offer, analysis, which is short. We're not going to talk about the shorthand version of that word. So let's continue through here. Request a computer analysis. That would be good. So so far, this is just like opening book. What should I do here? This is what I want to know. What I want to know. What do I do? Knight c3. h3 was so slow. This doesn't even look good. Right here. Knight a4 was bad. What should I do? Bishop here now. Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's a grandmaster playing on lichess.org. Let's take a look. Whoa, it's Chess Whiz. Oh, and he has a message in his mailbox. Ready? Message. Inbox. Yes, it works. They fixed it from Thibaut. Did you know I got a personal message from Thibault right there? You see that right there? In circly circles. Thibault. You know what he says to me? A message from Thibault. I feel so great, except that's not how you pronounce his name. So the computer says knight a4 was a mistake, and I should have played bishop f3. I knew that. Get out of my house. And then I'm just losing forever. Get out. Let's play another game with a really strong player. Another blitz game with someone rated at least 2050. I'm going to enjoy this a lot more because I'm going to win. And most people enjoy winning. I don't see any grandmaster on lichess.org though. I just see Chess Whiz, which is Not a grandmaster. Guys, I'm not even an international master. I just checked next to my name and there was not any IM next to it. Or FM or GM or not even an LM. Although we're going to change that pretty soon because I'm going to wow Thibault. And then he's going to put LM next to my name. Or I'm going to keep calling him that. His name's Thibault because he's French. Thibault. You know how to speak French, right? You just look at the first letter of the word. In this case, it's T. We're still waiting for a game, so I'll just get big again. And then the rest of the word, you just ignore. You just go through your nose. So in this case, it would just be that would be his name in French. French is a very easy language, unless you're speaking to someone who also speaks French. That makes it more difficult. Okay, still waiting for a game. Looks like nobody that good is on the internet right now. They have to be at least 2050. Should we look at the players list and just see if anyone qualifies? Let's take a look. Well, let's see now. Online players. Grandmaster Thipse. Oh, there is a Grandmaster on lichess.org. Look at that. 2530. He's right, not on the list because it's a flame mode. He's way over here. Oh, number 4 in the world. Pretty good. Thipse. Or is that just I don't know if he's French or not. But that's pretty good. Pretty cool to have him on there. That's our first Grandmaster, I think. I don't know if I've seen one. There might have been one who was pretending to be a Grandmaster, but actually he was a computer. But this is maybe the first real Grandmaster. Let's look over here at the King of the Hill section. Look at that. Chess was in the top 10. Fascinating. Let's look at the 3 check section. 2139. Uh-oh. If we compare that to my 3 checks rating of 2120, I'm a full 19 points away from being in the top 10 in the world. That's pretty far. It's actually the closest I've ever been. But it's still pretty far. Look at all these cheaters here. Look at these guys who use computers to get on the top. That's terrible. Well, it looks like there are a few people, for example, this Grandmaster, who would be able to challenge me to a game and teach me a thing or two, but perhaps it's not worth their time. I wouldn't be surprised if it were not worth their time. Perhaps we should take this moment to look at a viewer game. Does this look aligned? It does not. Let's align it. There we go. This is a game played between 2 Grandmasters who are learning from each other. Do you want to see? Here's the schedule down here. Look closely because I'm about to take it away. It's gone. Look up there. Look at the players of this game. This is Grandmaster Ragritz. Some of you have heard of him. Against Grandmaster Vladimir Kramny, 2760. But Ragritz is the favored player here because he's over 9,000. And this is a really, really good chess game. I'm so glad that I'm able to share this with you. Bishop d3, f5, exclam, exclam. Opening up the king so that you can attack with it. You know, king f7, king g6, and start hitting the king side with the king. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Take that pawn. Oh, that was a mistake. You're not supposed to take g2. King f7 was the stronger move to start radiating your eminence over the king side. Uh-oh, that looks like checkmate to me, but it's not. Looks like the fool's mate, but it's not. Guys, what we're actually doing here is waiting for a real chess game. So we're just enjoying Ragritz's beauty here. I mean the chess beauty, not his, you know what I mean. So g6, take. Okay, so this is good. So is it going to be a checkmate? No, you know, you can escape with your king. Oh, this is pretty cool coming right up. How do you checkmate the guy? Pawn up. Why is my arrow so skinny? And then knight takes queen, and then what? You lost your queen, and then you take the rook maybe. But check this out. Pawn takes pawn, discover, check. King cannot move. Only move is to take queen, and then checkmate with the bishop. Yeah. This is what Funday Monday's all about. What did we learn? Don't play bishop takes g2. You should definitely king f7 to start getting that power out there. I'm only joking, guys. If you're new to chess, don't do that. In fact, don't use your king until the end of the game when he's a little bit safer. Let's read the chat. Chat's interesting. LOL. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. Oh, don't you dare abort. I'm playing chess. I'm fighting the Grandmaster. Who messaged him and said, please play chess with now? I don't know, but it's time to play a Sicilian defense. This is pretty good. First Grandmaster I ever played in the history of the universe, I think. Unless I played a Grandmaster and forgot about it, which is quite possible. This could be the first one. Hello, Grandmaster. I hope that you're watching the stream so I can be doubly famous. Knight a5 is not typical. Didn't you read the book that Grandmasters read? This is weird. It's not in the book. It's not in the book, you know. That's what Gopher would say if this was Winnie the Pooh. I'm not in the book, you know, because he's not in the book. I don't know what Disney was thinking. Knight f3. Okay, let's make this happen. I'm not going to cheat with a computer, so it's not really a level playing field since we're fighting a grandmaster, and you know all grandmasters use computers. That's how they get the title. Nothing personal. I meant everyone except you, Thipsay. What does that mean? D4? No. What does that mean, Thipsay? What does your name mean? I really want to just play d4, even though I don't think my pawns would be sound afterwards. I'm still going to do it, and we are on Live Chess TV. You can't see this because I'm covering it with my face, but let me just click a few things, like this button, and then float up here, and then I'll just type in chat. Good luck. Right in the middle of the game. That's my style. Okay, so now I'm in trouble because my knights attacked twice and pinned, so my only move is to give up the b2 pawn, which I'll do gladly, because who needs a b2 pawn? I mean, it's not like I was going to turn that into a queen, so we'll just forget about it. Okay, what's left here? I got to trap his queen now, so I think queen up is best, so I can trap it. Nice jumper. I think that's a compliment. Okay, so what's left now? Can I still win? I think I can still win. This is looking pretty good. Look, all my pieces are out, ready to go, and his pieces have hardly moved. That's advantage chess whiz right there. So how do I clinch the victory? Considering I'm playing a grandmaster, perhaps I should just resign. Take that open file. I plan to trap his queen in 4 moves. Who's challenging me? Shuffle is challenging me in a correspondence game. That sounds dangerous. I better not do that. Trade knights? Yes, of course. I would love to trade knights with you. I was just hoping you would ask. Queen takes or pawn takes? That's not even a pawn. It's a bishop, but I'm just going to call it a pawn. Why is your camera there? Why am I floating? Why is anything happening? Why does Thipsay have such a sense of humor, giving me a smiley face? He must be watching the stream, otherwise he'd send a frown. I send frowns all the time. I sent a frown today. I was like, dear sir or madam, frown. It worked great. Should I trade or just let him trade? I think it's just let him trade while I destroy the queen side. Starting now, a4, see what happens. You can trade if you want. I still have a whole minute on my clock. I'm trying to run myself out of time so he'll get nervous. We'll find out if it works. Look at that pre-move. Look at those moves. I looked at them. They were moves all right. So how's his queen side with knight b whatever it is? It could be dangerous for him. Should I just double up here? I don't see why not. Yeah, it's a good place. I'm actually going to go here, because the 2 bishops work really well next to each other. See how they just emanate lines diagonally? That's what bishops do, you know. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. I'm feeling pretty good about this game, actually, because his king hasn't castled, and maybe it never will. I would love to beat a grandmaster. Let's do it! 32 seconds. Gonna beat this grandmaster. Maybe I'll beat him. How's he gonna get out of checkmates, right? This is very difficult for his king. Huh? Look, there he goes on the run, but what if I push? What if? Then he'll never escape. I'm doing it. It's 19 seconds now. Because he'll not escape this way. And then I'll just checkmate him. Getting ready. Check. 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 Oh, does it not work? Oh, 9 seconds. Oh, come on. 4 seconds. He's escaping. This is pretty weird. Pretty weird, isn't it? Oh, I could have taken that knight. I don't need to attack it twice and then take it. Oh, I'm threatening a skewer, though. I think this grandmaster's flummoxed. I still have 4 seconds. That's plenty of time. What? I didn't see that move. Skewer you. 1 second left. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. No, that doesn't work either. No, everything's falling apart. No, I'm out of time. I could have taken your knight. Let's review that game. Where's the review button? That's good enough. Let's take a look. What about this move instead? What about just take that knight right now? Hi-ya. What about that? I'd be so strong. Look at that. The bishop couldn't move. It'd be pinned to the rook. The other rook would be skewered. The king would be in the center of 2 rook checkmating bishops. Oh, that would have been so good. I would have beat a grandmaster. I bet he's not a grandmaster. I bet it's Thibaut. He just created this account and he was like, oh, I'll just put GM on it and rate it 2,500 and pull a practical joke on ChessWiz. That's probably what happened. It's probably what actually happened. I would request a computer analysis, but someone else did, of course. Look at that. Advantage white 3.87. Even here. What was I supposed to do? Skewer. What was I supposed to do? I lost my advantage. Blunder. The best move is bishop d3. I couldn't find that in half a second. Then what happens? He moves his king? Why doesn't he move his rook? Oh, because I'm going to go here and check and then take this bishop. He was hurting. What? Why does he throw his rook away? Oh, because it's under attack from the bishop. Yeah, I can win a piece and then win later. Oh, good game. I didn't type GG, did I? I'll go type that now. I'm still floating up there on the side of the screen. Let's move me down. Whoa, floating down again. Okay, back button. I'll type GG. Look at that. 5 spectators spectating me losing to a grandmaster. I don't feel bad, except I should have won. And now I've got a challenge from Viniac, but he is not rated over 2050. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what to do. The show's basically over. I almost beat a grandmaster. What am I supposed to do with my life? Do it again. Create a game. That's standard. Maybe he'll play me again. There is a small chance, and it's like, well, it's small, that he'll want to play me again. Wouldn't be worth his time, would it? I mean, he nearly lost. If you imagine the period on a piece of paper on a 12-point font, and then you compare that to the size of the universe, that's the chance that he'll want to play me again. And then you take that scale, and then you apply it again. So that, you may think of an object that compared to the period, the size the period is compared to the universe, that is the size of 1 Planck length, which is the smallest measurable length by anything we know. Not that I've measured it, but it's very small. I'm receiving more challenges. Now I've got one from Fianchetto. Everybody wants to play, but look, Fianchetto, you're rated 2,000, which is nice. Nice rating, but it's not 200 points. Today's learn day, so we have to learn. Okay, we have to go over another game while we're rating. So let's go to this view and that view. Whoops, I'm showing the final position. Stop. Okay, there we go. That was a pathetic disaster. Actually, it was kind of cool disaster. Good thing I have arrow keys to fix that. Okay, d4, d5. This is going to be an interesting game, and I'm saying that because otherwise, how would you know? Oh, it's so interesting that we got an opponent. This is the way we know we didn't. What was that beep sound? I don't even know. YOLO. Okay, I'm flummoxed, but we're going to forget about that. No idea what's going on. We're going back to this viewer game. This is a viewer sent in by somebody who controlled my mouth for a brief moment in time last episode by asking me to say that Beats was in the club. Okay, this is a weird opening, by the way, Beats. Let me just give you like a lesson on chess, like lessen your intelligence here. d4, d5, knight c3. It's already strange because usually in a queen-pawn game, you lever the center with your queen's bishop pawn. It's called the c-pawn in modern lingo, although we old people call it the queen's bishop's pawn. The reason is it helps you to lever the center and open it up and control the center. Control the center. That's like part of the opening, right? So this is a weird opening where you block in that pawn. Most players would actually, instead of this, just move their pawn 1 square or even 2 squares. And then if it's 2, then you can bring your knight out behind it. But if it's 1, then you just slide your knight over here. Either way, you're kind of you're putting more pressure on the center. These knights don't do anything on the center because the queens are already protecting these pawns. So, and then this move is like, why are you even playing chess? Why don't you just take a nap? Because you're not controlling the center. So e5, that's definitely interesting. I think it's not safe. Because after captures, then there's two attackers in the center. So this is very strange, this opening. Maybe you're thinking about the other way around where you start with the king pawns and then white plays d4, or maybe black plays d5. That kind of thing is different because the queen is protecting the new pawn that you're bringing out. So this way is not the same. It's weird. And then this is weird too because your bishop's blocked by a pawn, but at least you're defending that pawn. But anyway, weird added to weird. Now we're at double weird. But ignoring the weird, the game will get interesting. e4. So now you could take. You could recover your material disadvantage by taking that. And then after queens trade, well then at least if he takes your pawn, then you take his pawn again. So the pawns are symmetrical and you've recovered your disadvantage. When you push, things get interesting again. You want to see this? Want to see this, guys? This is now for the viewers, because defending that pawn, because that first bit was for beats. Like, play your opening where you use your pawns to attack the center in safe and sensible manners. But now that we've said that, this is for everybody else watching, that check this out, castle's queen side, push the bishop away, and right here, I think we have an opponent. We don't. Take a look at this position, viewers. This was for you. Do you like it? Do you like it? Should have beat that grandmaster. No one's playing me now. Look how low down I am on the list. Way low down. But no one is playing me because they don't have ratings big enough. Because my challenge, I said, you have to be this good to play me. And it's like, you don't like that many people who even fit that qualification. Because we're in learn mode. So this game was played by, as you can see right up there in this area, Beats by Death, who was in the club last episode, and DDHHHR, who's at least 200 points above him. But I'm suspicious he's not 200 points in strength above him, because when he lost this game, he lost 232 points. That's kind of significant. That tells me like he's never played chess before in his life, so his rating just moves by infinity every time he plays a game. So maybe they're actually kind of not 200 points apart. But anyway, this white queen is totally trapped. So isn't that cool, guys? Trapped a queen right there in the middle game? That's pretty cool. So yes, I want to play you. Kalababa. I want to play you right now. You know, I'm staring at the camera. I'm looking at you. I'm looking out of your monitor at you. And I'm going to get bigger. I'm going to get bigger. Watch out. I didn't tell you, but I'm getting really big. Okay. Let's play chess. I can't play these, though. Look at these time controls. Would you rather do fall asleep mode or just never breathe mode? I mean, this would be like a lifetime game, and I don't want to play lifetime game. There's actually a guy in the what was it? There was a guy in the forums, that's what they're called, and he wrote, live chess is great, but it'd be a lot better if there were another game mode, lifetime chess, where you have to move once per year, and whoever outlives the opponent wins. So if you like start when you're 50 years old, you'd better be aggressive, because if you get to move 30, why, then you're 80 years old. It's actually 110, because white and black each have a year for their moves, but he forgot that part. And so then you'll die of old age. So you'd better play an aggressive opening. I was like, yeah, I'd play that because I'm kind of young, so I'd be great. Let's play Dima. A casual game right now. Let's just do that. Dima, we're going to have some education right now, Dima. That's what we're going to have. We're going to learn Giant Chess Whiz. Okay, so look at that. You know an opening. That's pretty impressive. Oh, I don't know the name of this gambit. This does qualify for Funday Monday Learn because I'm more than 200 points above Dima. So Dima, this isn't a common gambit because I think it's because it's not very good. Generally, if something's not common, it's because it's not very good. But don't know for sure. All these challenges. Go away, challenges. Thank you. So maybe I'll lose though. Oh, no. This creates a backwards pawn. Let's talk about pawn structures. This pawn wants to advance like this so that it can control the center. Now this pawn is kind of controlling the center, but after you've played a lot of chess, then you start to notice that this pawn is not is not any longer protectable by a pawn, and that's what we call a backward pawn. It's bad because no pawns can protect it. It can't get out here, see, because I would just take it if it did. So because of that, this guy has just left him in the dust. It's kind of like when you're running away from a bear and you don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun your friend who's also running away from the bear. That's what's happening with these two pawns. This is your friend, and he's outrunning you. So you're never protected by him. I hope that analogy helps you to become a better chess player. That's not too bad. A6, good move, good move. And I really like knight f6 too. I don't know about this move though. It's not necessary to just push my bishop around because I ran away. So did you really get anything for that? I escaped you. So I don't know. A lot of players will be like, oh, there's a bishop, attack. Oh, it moved, attack. But what are you getting for it? I mean, yeah, he's moving his bishop, but is that better? Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not better. So use that part of your body and decide. Okay, knight e4. I think I'll just castle. I already have a better position here. My opponent gambited a pawn, which is sacrificed to get an advantage in development of the pieces and more space and more activity and aggression and all that good stuff. But then he's moved a lot of pawns, and so that's slowed down his attack. So now I'm winning. Somewhat. That's my assessment, the current assessment of the position. Challenges are pouring in. I now have 3, but they're not very attractive challenges, guys. Who would want to play this time control? 5 minutes? I mean, that's slow. Not really, actually. It feels slow to me. Okay. I played this move just because I really like this beautiful pawn chain. I'll draw a line. I think shift draws lines. Yeah, look at that. I can just draw any line I want with the shift key. You guys should get Zoom It version 4.5 for the Windows PC. It supports Windows 7, 64-bit professional edition. And then you can draw lines too. It's pretty nice. Bring out my pieces, I guess. Just keep bringing them out, you know. That's what I like to do. And we'll see what happens. You guys remember DOS 6.2? DOS? You know what DOS stands for? For a long time I thought DOS stood for DOS operating system. It's like one of those recursive acronyms that it stands for itself. Well, I stand for myself, and that's not what DOS stands for. DOS stands for Disk Operating System, which is kind of a strange acronym. What's a disk? Well, there's 2 kinds of disk. There's floppy disks and there's hard disks. We'll just push here. Get a nice center by doing that. The floppy disks were not actually floppy once they improved in technology, but they first were enormous and then they were big. And the big ones were 5¼ inches across. That's why they were called 5¼ inch floppy disks. They held kilobytes and kilobytes of data. They were really massive storage machines. I had a computer with a 5¼ inch floppy disk drive for my 5¼ inch floppy disk, but no hard drive, which is what you call that thing that's permanent storage, where if you turn off your computer, it's still stored in it. Is that amazing or what? As opposed to the random access memory, also known as RAM. Just trade some stuff since I'm ahead of pawn. Why not? So that didn't have a hard drive. It wasn't necessary to have one, of course. You just put your 5¼ inch floppy disk in the computer and turn it on, and then you do whatever was on that disk. For example, that disk might have had an excellent game on it, like Treasure Mountain by the Learning Company. So you would play that game for a while, and then you'd turn off your computer. And it would save your progress on the disk. So you wouldn't want to get that disk near a magnet now, would you? You would not, because it was magnetic. This position is still good for me. These 2 pawns have gone from backward pawn to isolated doubled pawn, which is not an improvement. So I'll take one, so that improves that part. And then we're left with, I'm ahead 2 pawns and a knight. I didn't watch closely how that happened, but I think I had a knight and a queen attacking here. And so your knight that used to be there, now there's nothing. So I think I'm winning. So Dima, I actually recommend in the opening, which is the beginning of the game, moving each piece once and trying to control the center with your pawns. That's what I recommend, because what you did was you brought your knight out here and then here. This is something I haven't mentioned yet, which was 2 moves for the knight. You must have felt really powerful moving that out there, which was nice. It was nice and powerful. But your other pieces were not involved in the game. So a better strategy is to use as many pieces as you can, really all of them, by moving each piece once. So the knight f6, bring the knight out once was good, but then bring out the other knight, and then bring out the bishops. Because if they all work together, they're better. It's kind of like a family that works together and is better as a result. It's exactly like that. It's also like an anthill, which is worse as a result, because who wants anthills? Not me. I don't want anthills. Or hand grenades, or horseshoes, or nuclear holocausts. Nice try. Nice try, but what about this move? Check. But you didn't see that. It's a trap. Yeah, thank you, Kalavalaba, for telling me about that discovered check. But I saw it already with my eyes. Check again. Now I'm going to rook lift checkmate. Don't tell him. This is going to be pretty cool. I'll do it with this rook. Doesn't matter which rook I use. I can do it with either rook. Are you ready? It's going to be rook h4 checkmate. It's going to be kind of cool. Of course, since I told you, it's a little less cool, but it's still cool. So then the floppy disks were upgraded from floppy to hard, and they were actually not floppy anymore. The 3.5-inch floppy disk, which stored a whopping 1.44 megabytes, checkmate, was not floppy. It was stiff, made of plastic, and you'd put it in there in the computer, and it would just store an entire program until they invented Windows 95, which was not a good idea to do while the floppy disk was in favor. That's okay. I enjoyed it anyway. Thank you. I'll send him a smiley face. Now the chat is running behind my face, right back there where the chat is. Now we won't worry about that, because when they came up with Windows 95 and the floppy disk was still around, somehow they had to distribute that thing on a floppy disk. Let's play Vinny. Oh no, yeah. Let's play Viniac. He's been asking. No more history of computers. Sorry. History of computers for you. You're gonna have to turn off your computer if you don't want to hear history of computers. This is learning day on ChessWhiz TV, so we're playing Viniac, and he's going to learn not to play me again. So when they distributed Windows 95, it came on 32 floppy disks. You actually got this large package in the mail, and it was like, speedy delivery, Windows 95, insert disk 1. You guys remember that? And it's like, waiting. And then it's like, insert disk 2 of 32. And then waiting. It's like, insert disk 3 of 32. And you'd have to insert all the disks because you only have one drive. You don't have a 32 disk drive, so you could just put them all in at once. So it took a while to install Windows 95. Now, it also takes a long time to install Windows 8, but I won't mention that part. Actually, I just did. Get this challenge thing off my screen. There we go. Very drawish position. Good job, Viniac, for drawing. Oh, you should have challenged the center with d4, I think, because now the center is all mine. Because I can do this, which might not even be smart, but it does seize the center. Carpe center, I think. Which is Latin for the center is a carpet. Why not move that move list? Why not remove that move list from the right side of the board? Good idea, Ragrits. I'd like to do that. How do I do that? Is there a button then right here that says remove? Does this do it? This one right here, does that remove the move list? What about this? Flipboard. Probably not. Here. There's my move. See, I'm a little concerned that he'll come down here and wreak havoc on f7, but there's no problem because his knight cannot go here because my queen will take it, and it cannot go here because my knight will take it, so it cannot advance. In your preferences, I can really do that. Let's do that. Last time I checked, I couldn't do it. Preferences. Look at all these choices, because Thibaut was like, oh, you need an option for that. Let me just add that to this section of the website that is like full of options. It's in here in all these options, right? Piece animation. Oh, oops, it's my turn. Sorry, guys. There. Okay. Material difference. No. Board highlights. No. Oh, yes. Piece destinations, no. Coordinates, outside the board. Move list while playing. Never. Okay, let's try that. Now let's refresh the page. Oh, there's no move list anymore. Thank you so much. Now I can wonder what happened in this game because I can't see it anymore. But I can also float over here and be cool. Cool, guys. We're cool. Actually, this is being cool right here. We're cool. Okay. Oops, sorry, I bumped my microphone. Hope that wasn't deafeningly loud for you. But I'm about to castle and escape this madness. So is this better for me? Viniac? I mean, is this center better than... Is my center better? Is it beneficial to be way down the board like that while your pawns have hardly moved? Is that good? So they just invented the compact disc, also known as the CD, around the time Windows 95 came out. So you could get it, the CD version, but only people with the CD-ROM could install that. So that was not for everyone. Of course, you know what else came out on CD-ROM is Microsoft Age of Empires. Did they do that with Ensemble Studios? I think so. What a game! What a game. A good game, by the way. Even though it didn't have multiple building select, it was still pretty good. Should I take that knight? Okay, Viniac, you're definitely doing well. I haven't destroyed you like I did my last opponent. Not yet done developing. Someone kibitzes I should play a6, b5, a5, a4. That's very attractive. But if I guess I have to take that rook first. I mean knight. I'll do that. Okay. 20 seconds. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, 20 seconds and 1 second added per move. I guess I better pick up the pace. Yes, Age of Empires was a great game. Loved it. Still is. Still is. And did you know there's people who still play Age of Empires on the internet against each other? It's like, really? You think Age of Empires is old? Ad time. You should hear this. Some people play chess on the internet against each other, and chess is like 500 years old. And that's when they, a free knight. Oh, you're out of time, Viniac. I'm adding you time. Nope, you gotta be quick. I might add you time. You gotta be quick. Quicker than that. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to play your bishop over here so you can have a threat. But there's more to life than threats. There's also Jello. Ooh, more free pieces. Should we trade? Let's trade some things. Oh, the time pressure's getting to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, but I really felt like I should take that. Check. No, I don't know. I'm ahead so much. I should probably find a checkmate as opposed to saving any of my pieces. There we go. There's one. Checkmate. But nice pawns. I really like these. This is very inventive to build pawns in a stack like that. It's bad to have pawns in a stack. I'm sure you know that stacked pawns can't defend each other. That's what pawns are all about, guys, is defending each other. Pawns should defend each other. You know why? So you don't bum off of other pieces to defend you. Because saying to a rook, hey, rook, I need some defense over here, it's just rude. Because the rook has better things to do, like get on open files and get on the 7th rank. You know what I mean? It is not going to sit there defending you the whole game. So get over it. Find a pawn to defend your pawn. It's just the polite thing to do in a game of chess. My opponent wants to play again, but I'm sorry I should decline because the universe is bigger than you, Viniac. I know that you're the most important in your life. Most important person. I forgot a word there. And I'm the most important person in my life. Most people are the most important person in their lives. Although they don't like to admit it, I enjoyed the game. I'm not playing you again, I'm sorry, but it was good. It was good. It's just because there's a lot of people watching, so we have to do a variety of things to keep them interested. So should we look at another game of chess? Let's criticize viewers some more, because, you know, that's basically what we've done. It's been like, viewers, you're making mistakes. Stop it. So that's what we'll do right now. Here we go. Viewer playing white in this game. Oh, it's an interesting opening. Not bad, not bad. I like to play c4 here for the pan-off Botvinnik attack, but of course you don't have to do that. You can just not do it, and that's chess also. So don't worry about it. Attack the bishop. Good. This is reasonable. Balanced game, right? The next move is not reasonable. Are you ready? What move do you think? Okay, this is... This is ChessWhiz TV trivia question of the day. What do you think the viewer played in this position as white? Everyone take a guess in the chat. I've got the chat right here. Ranks to Pandora and internet radio here. Here's the chat on the screen right up there. Here's the chat. So type in the chat what move you think white played in this position. Hint, it's a move I'm going to criticize. So it's not like castling. This is sign language for castling because it's king and the rook. Castled. It's not castling, and you can tell because it's a dumb move. Well, okay, it's not dumb, but it's worth criticizing. So let's see what you can guess. Komi Chow says G4. Good guess, because we have criticized H3 G4 in the past. This episode, when we criticized these two moves from our recent opponent who moved the pawns without moving the pieces in the opening. So that's a great guess. Unfortunately, it's not correct. The next guess is King D3 checkmate. He's pulling my leg. You can't see it because it's off camera, but he's pulling my leg. King D3 checkmate. Bishop G5 is a good guess because you've already moved the bishop, so you shouldn't move it again. Instead, you should develop a piece like castling, right? But Bishop G5 is wrong. Also, G4 is guessed a couple more times, but that's not correct. So it's not Bishop G5 and it's not G4. Any more guesses? Oh, a guess for C4. That's actually a bad guess because it's a good move. It's a good idea to take the center a little bit more with that pawn and start, pressuring it with the pawn. And then you can play Rook C1, which is over here actually. I'm backwards in the camera, so I think this is Rook C1, but actually this is Rook C1. And that would be good, getting on that file. It's going to open up. So C4 makes sense, so that's why it's not the answer, because the actual answer doesn't make sense. Knight E5 is a good guess because it's a horrible move. It blunders the queen. But the move is not that horrible. I mean, it's worth criticizing, but it's not worth beating up the opponent with the fist. That's not what it's worth. List all the moves. Okay, now we're getting, because you're not getting somewhere, because you're not going to escape this broadcast until you guess the move. Storming Fist throws Knight E5 out there as well, but of course he's wrong. Queen E2, C3 is good though. Not Queen E2. Not C3. Keep guessing. King H2 is not a legal move. We're having about 50-50 between guesses that are illegal and guesses that are not illegal. And the ones that aren't illegal, it's like half good, half bad. So let me give you a hint. It's not good. So that cuts out like 75%, because it is legal and it's not good, of the guesses. Knight H2. No, it's not that bad. It's not hanging the queen. You guys have just a few more guesses, and then I'm going to run out of patience. I know I'm trying your patience here. Like, you're waiting to see what happens, but I'm waiting to see what happens too, and I don't know. Queen E2 is wrong, B3 is wrong, but I like those guesses. Rook C3 is impossible. Rook F3 also impossible. Oops. Then he types oops. Look at this. Olith is going to save us. He's going to do all the guesses all by himself. Guess all the things. And he's Rook C3, Rook F3. I don't think those count as guesses. C1 and F1. No. Okay, time's up. You all lose. And I lose too for sitting here that entire time. And I'm out of water. The move is Knight F1. Why didn't you guess that? Huh? I mean, troll face. Yeah. Obviously, so you can play Knight H2. Well, look at this maneuver, okay? Don't do this at home. You should be castling and bringing out your pieces, not maneuvering your knight across the back rank like a grasshopper. I mean, come on, what is it supposed to be doing? Going nowhere? Capture with the queen, because if you took with the knight, you'd be admitting defeat, which is like the below the legs. Because look at this. You would take with the knight, but then your knight has done this. And you basically have to look down the rest of the game so you don't make eye contact, because your opponent is like going the whole game from then on because of what you did with your knight. It's bad. Because you could have done this. See, the reason I'm saying this is because you could have just gone this way. It's like a shortcut for knights, but you're not going to do that because that would just be embarrassing. Okay, so out. Oh, the whole point is to get this open file so you can attack, right? So now you're going to see how well this pays off. H6, G5. Okay, what's going to happen? This is the gambit. It's called the Knight's Maneuvers maneuver because you can win a rook skewering a second rook. Guys, if you play Knight F1, it works. Check. And oh, you don't skewer a rook. Oh, that's too bad. Only one rook. But see how strong that is? See how strong that is? Let me show you again. This is definitely something you can learn on Chessman TV. Knight F1, Knight H2, throw a trade in there. Knight G4, open the file, push your pawn, and take a free rook. It's a forced sequence if your opponent allows you to do it. Well, I don't know what to say. Thanks for showing this game, viewer. You shouldn't have played knight f1, actually. You should have just castled, because there's more to chess than attacking the king. There's also controlling the center. And the reason this player played knight f1 was so that he could move everything over to the king side, which is this way, so that he could attack the enemy king. And look at that, he castles queen side anyway, so he just escapes everything. The rest of the game's not very interesting until this move, which is queen d6, question mark, question mark, question mark, which is the triple blunder, because you would lose your queen for free if you move there. So I'm not so sure about that move. But black doesn't take the free queen, so no harm done, right? And then you just finish off by having him resign. Black left the game, white is victorious. That was a great game, but I definitely want to criticize knight f1 some more. Don't play knight f1, guys. It's not a good idea. Okay, we have time for one more chess game, and then we got to go. So let's play a chess game. Why don't we just kick back and relax? Why don't we pick the challenge for next episode? Actually, for next week. What's the challenge for next week, guys? Learning was pretty good. I'll play a 1-minute game with 1 second added. And I'll play with anyone 1800 or higher. I'm just doing this for fun now. I mean, the class is basically over. It's just like play chess now. It's, you know, it's for fun. Although playing chess isn't fun. I hate chess, but it's better than nothing. It's better than just sitting here not playing chess. So I'll play chess, you know. Second best option. Oops, I lost my pawn. Oh well, I don't need pawns to win. I'll win with my knights. Watch. Actually, I don't need knights either. Here, take my knight. Aged Heart is asking me in chat how h takes g was a forced move. Aged Heart, you are revealing your intelligence by not putting the number 5 on that, because you're showing that you understand shorthand notation. However, you're revealing your lack of intelligence by asking the question. Because I was joking. It's not a forced move. It was just a mistake that black made. He shouldn't have taken that because he lost his rook. And I was joking when I said he had to do it. So, that's all. And I'm sorry if I actually insulted you and hurt your feelings, because I don't mean to hurt people's feelings. I just try to make people laugh. That's why I don't cut my hair. It's on purpose. So this isn't going very well right now, but I'm not letting that bother me. He didn't catch the vernacular. Wow, you're showing off your intelligence again. Look at this. He's like, I was playing a game and listening at the same time, and I didn't catch the vernacular. He's showing his intelligence for just typing that word and spelling it correctly. Vernacular means I didn't understand you, right? I didn't catch the lingo, but he's using vernacular to show his intelligence. And I'm impressed. You seem very intelligent, person who says vernacular. You seem very intelligent. So, good. He's using big words, left and right, not just left and right in the chat. Big words everywhere. So that's pretty impressive. I'm really pleased with the big words he's using in chat. It's making my channel look good. Thank you, Ajheart, for doing that. I'm attacking you, taking some free things. Whoa. What can I do now to destroy you? Uh-oh, time's up. I don't see any really strong attacks here. I'd like to pin your rook to your king, but I don't see a way. Trap your knight instead. That knight is so trapped. Don't move your knights to the corners, guys. They can't go very far if they go there. Now I'll just take it. Don't have time to not take it, so I'll take it. Take that. Take that. Guard that. Take that. Oh, good trades. That'll help. Hey, I thought you were trading with me. Check. There. Everything's solid and protected now. Check. Check. Are you getting checkmated? Looks dangerous. I don't know what I'm doing. Playing chess, I think. What's left to go here? There. Oh, what am I doing? There goes my bishop. I'm not even worried. Watch this. I'll checkmate him. Oh, you're trapped, man. Totally trapped. I'm gonna checkmate you. Do you feel checkmated yet? You should. What kind of endgame is this? A bad one. Why hasn't this guy lost yet? 2 seconds. Person in chat asked me if I've ever considered stand-up comedy. It's a difficult question because I'm playing chess at the same time. But the answer is I enjoy sit-down comedy, which is what I'm doing right now. Oh, nice move. I should have taken your pawn. Oops. Actually, I might be okay here. Check. Don't take that. Uh-oh. No, my rook. It's going to get forked. Oh, I'm out of time. No, this is like episode 92. That's why I lost. If it had been episode 30, I would have won. It's all about the time. Oh, I think I'm okay because I could get my rook to somewhere defended like G5. No, I lose that. Guys, if I put my rook here and I lose this pawn, X, then I actually lose. I memorized this a long time ago, is that I lose if everything's up here. But if everything had moved from this area down to this area, then I would be okay. So I need to keep this pawn, but then I'm going to lose my rook, because you know he's going to fork it off in no time. He's going to be like, I took your rook. That's what's going to happen. You're right. Sit-down comedy is not as healthy as stand-up comedy. I should probably do stand-up comedy because it's better for your heart. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Chess with Steve. But wait, you need the challenge for next week. The challenge is, well, everyone really enjoyed the Learn challenge, including me. You know the challenge we did where it was like, you can't move to the center? Nobody wanted to do that. And the other challenge was like, you know, some weird restriction. No one wants to play chess with restrictions. They want to play chess. So the challenge this week is actually playing chess again, because learning was a great challenge. A lot of people sent in their games. I didn't even show you all the games. That's how many were sent in. It's like more than 2, which is a lot if you're me. So the new challenge is something also chess related. We saw an interesting gambit this episode where it was like e4 d5 take, c6 take. You know, remember that game where he lost a pawn and then didn't attack as a result? Well, I would like to see you guys play gambits as well and get an attack. So I like accepted gambits because declined gambits are really boring. You know, Queen's Gambit declined is like a snoozer, but Queen's Gambit accepted, where he keeps the pawn, can get interesting. Or a King's Gambit, or, you know, Benko Gambit, something interesting. I want to see a gambit. So if you're playing the gambit, send in a game where your opponent accepts the gambit. Because if he declines, well, then is that really interesting? Okay, you can do that too, but I might not show it on there. And if you're defending against a gambit, accept the gambit and see what you can do. See if you can keep the pawn, see if you can not die. So the challenge this week is accepted gambit games. Either accept your opponent's gambit or gambit something crazy and then see how it works. Send in those games and we will try some gambits next week. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys want to see more Chess with TV, you can find it on YouTube at youtube.com/users/chesswithtv. This has been Chess with TV. Thanks for watching.